Okay, I'm calling the regular council meeting to order for Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. It is 6:48. Ms. Monroe, if you'd like to call the roll.
Mayor Don Barnard.
Here.
Tiffany Hollis. Ryan Green.
Here.
Dave Seeland.
Here.
Jeff Barr.
Present.
Wes Coble. Bob Orsini.
Here. We can please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for all that you've done for this community. We ask you for your grace and your helping hand on this community, that we continue to move forward and do what is best for you in your eyes, Lord. We just thank you for our police, our fire, that you keep your eyes and hands on them. We thank you for a good turnout yesterday, and we just thank you for this wonderful community. Lord, please continue to guide and bless us. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody, and welcome, and thank you for coming tonight. It's nice to see a turnout. I'd like to also, what's the right word? Congratulate and, no, beginning with the R. Recognize the three new candidates in the audience who won election to the board. So we will be getting you information. Two of them already have emails. If we can get the third one soon. We'll be doing some introduction training probably here pretty soon, so that you're ready to go on the first day of the year. So, but congratulations again. On the agenda, we have approval of agenda. I'd like to make one change. I'd like to strike item number 14, executive session to consider the employment of a public employee. Does anybody else have any changes? Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion that we approve it with the change of striking item 14.
Second.
Are all in favor?
Aye.
No one opposed?
Okay. Approval on minutes. Everybody was here for that session. Does anyone have any changes or anything they'd like to add to those minutes? Hearing none, what is the will of council?
Motion to approve is written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay, citizens' comments on matters not on the agenda. Do you have any items tonight, Teresa?
No one turned in any slips.
Would anybody like to come speak? Yes, you can come speak. Hold on, let me make sure.
Is it an item on the agenda?
Is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Nope, you're free. Come on up.
All right, my name's Gail Hatfield. I live at 32.
You don't have to say your address anymore. We
Oh.
struck that.
Oh, okay.
We don't want people stalking.
People come to your house if they don't like you.
Okay. All right, I live in Johnstown.
Perfect.
Okay. I first want to thank council and the safety and service team or committee for doing work so far on the Middleburn intersection, Middleburn and Hambrink. I know, I apologize, I was not able to attend the council meeting, the last council meeting. I did have a chance to review or watch the video, and I know you guys spent some time on discussing that. I know there's been a second stop sign approved, which myself and neighbors certainly appreciate. I wanted to take a little bit of time, and I'll be brief, just to give you a little bit more history of this intersection and why it's dangerous. The history part of it, as far as cars running stop signs, this has been an ongoing thing for the last 4 or 5 years. We've addressed it with our HOA. We've actually had, on 2 different occasions, police officers at the HOA meeting that we've talked to about this situation. I've talked individually with police officers. There's been police officers that have sat on the dead end side of Hambrink, which would be to the right. When Middleburn comes to an end, if you turn right, that's a dead end, and they've pulled people over. I don't know if there's been tickets given or warnings or what, but there has been police officers that have taken the time to park there and have found people running the stop sign. The other part of this that makes this intersection dangerous is there's times where there are pedestrians involved. As I think everybody knows, on the north side of Hambrink, when you go down the hill There's a complex there that has a clubhouse, a pool. There's a basketball court area. There's now a pavilion and also a pickleball court. So there's a lot of things that are there that people walk to. The other thing is there's a lot of people that have dogs in the community that will walk up both sides of Middleburn on the sidewalk, and when they get to that intersection, there's nowhere for them to go other than to walk out in the street of Hambrink. There is a sidewalk, if you go down and you're looking at the clubhouse, to the right of the entrance, there's about a 30-foot sidewalk, and then it ends. There's another 70 to 100 feet where sidewalk should be that there isn't. And a lot of the time, people that are walking their dogs are trying to get across Hambrink into the common area that is to the right or to the east of the clubhouse. It's a large common area where they let their dogs, run around and do their thing, et cetera. There's no sidewalk to go back to, so they wind up in the street. I know we had one neighbor who's not here tonight that at one point in time, and I don't know if it was 3 months ago, 6 months ago, when it was walking her dog and was almost hit by a car that ran through the intersection. These cars, too, are not just gliding through. They are literally, at times, blowing through the stop sign, not even braking, doing 25, 30 mile an hour, okay? So
I gotta have you wrap it up.
Okay, so what we're asking for is, asking for your involvement in having the HOA finish that sidewalk. The area that I'm talking about is common area owned by the HOA. And from what little bit of research I've done, and again, I'm sure all of you are aware of this, but you as council have the authority over HOAs when it comes to safety items within a community. So,
Sean, can you put a map up?
Talk about on the clubhouse sign, if I'm following you
Yes.
the
correctly.
clubhouse side, the north side of Hambrink, yes, sir.
Going to the intersection of
gonna bring it up.
Hambrook and Middleburn, correct?
Yes,
I follow.
yes.
I'm working with Schleybaugh at this point to try to see what price they would discount finishing that sidewalk, because I think when the zoning's not approved for that.
No plans in
No,
there.
so on that section, we're
The
doing
northwest?
final plats
East?
in smaller sections, so it'll be up for discussion.
Finish?
Okay, so can we push that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because we can,
Isn't it?
yeah, we can push them to do things like that.
Now, the other thing, just very quickly, Donnie, and I'll wrap it up because I know my neighbors would like to be able to speak as well. We know that the speed bump is an issue. We know that. If the city would consider, we have some ideas on pedestrian crossings. One would be at the end of Middleburn. If the sidewalk is put in on the north side of Hambrink, so people could cross Middleburn with a pedestrian crossing, and then they could cross Hambrink and get to the north side, which would put them on the side where they take their dogs, on the side where the pool is and all that, and then another pedestrian crossing down over the hill across from the clubhouse and the pool and where all the activities happen for the people that live in the HOA. So not asking for a bunch of signs. The poly signs, pedestrian cross that you have uptown would work great in the middle of the street with some painting, paint on the road for, that would indicate a pedestrian crossing. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Jack, I thought we had talked about at one point painting something on the road there.
We did, but to make that legal, we have to have sidewalks taken out, truncated domes put in, which we can do. I just need authorization from council
What is the cost of something like that?
to do it. Oh, those domes are fairly expensive for no more than what they are. I don't want to hazard a guess. I would rather get a number if you want me to.
I was just curious.
Get a contractor in.
I don't know what the rest of council, I was just curious. So.
Okay, well, I can investigate that if you'd like me to.
Can you come up? We gotta have you come up to the microphone so
Man, no one at home can hear you unless you talk into we've got these little,
people like to hear your
Here.
voice.
and
I'm Don Fairbanks. I live right next to Gale, somewhere in Johnstown. Copilot 365 says that 125 foot of concrete sidewalk would be about $8,000. I know that's a real fast and loose number, but I'd just like to echo. Gail presented the case pretty well. The worst was probably when they had the big trucks that were hauling dirt coming barreling down Middleburn, and they knew there was a sign there, but because there's nothing to the right and nothing straight ahead, they just go right through it. And we got a little boy that lives across. We don't. Neighbors have a child. 4, 5. He's 5 now. And there's some other kids. There's a child in the neighborhood that's autistic, and he and his older brother go down and shoot a lot of baskets. And so there's a couple of kids in the neighborhood that are either young and a little bit impetuous, or have some handicaps that might make it a little bit harder for them to recognize danger before it becomes critical. And so I'm here to stand behind Gail on that. And I think the crosswalks going north over to the pet side of Handbrink and down in front of the activities center would be a real good idea. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Do you want to speak?
My name is Stephen Braymeyer. I live right on the corner that we're referring to. I'm the one with the 5-year-old. So obviously this issue does make me a little bit nervous for obvious reasons. They've pretty much covered everything. I think for me, it's less of an issue of people running the stop sign. It's the speed at which they do so. I was getting in my truck this morning to go to work. An SUV blew that corner, never even slowed down. And to their point, often, especially at that time of day in the morning as I'm leaving for work, there are people out walking their dogs. I am afraid that it's a matter of time before somebody gets hit on that corner. My request to the council would be a speed bump for that stop sign, as well as children at play signs throughout our neighborhood. The reason I mentioned the speed bump specifically, I know we're putting a second stop sign in on that corner, which I'm all for. But my thought on it is people know that stop sign's there. It's not an issue of you can't see the stop sign because of trees or whatever. They know the stop sign's there. They don't feel it's necessary because the 2 outlets in that intersection aren't active yet. So they just blow through it. So in my opinion, the easy fix, I know it's easy for me to say, would be a speed bump leading into that stop sign. And please, if we could get some children at play signs, not just on my street, but in the neighborhood. I know there's more and more kids, more and more families moving into that neighborhood. So those would be my 2 requests for council. Thank you.
Anybody else tonight will speak on anything that's not on the agenda? Okay. Thank you guys for your comments. Do you want to take any of that to safety and service, Ryan, or?
We definitely can, or we can bring it up in zoning when I don't know when that final plat's gonna be though, that's the only thing.
Okay. Okay. Council committee reports, planning and zoning, their next meeting is the 12th, 5:30 in council chambers. They didn't have the last meeting, so nothing to report. Design review board is on the 12th at 4:30, nothing to report from their last one. Safety and service met today. Mr. Green, would you like to go over anything?
Yeah, safety and service had a great meeting. We talked about this intersection there in Concord Crossing East, Middleburn. We talked about a food truck ordinance and a little bit more parity with that across the city, and easing some tension there with everything that they need to turn in with a permit. And then we also talked about the 2026 fireworks.
Finance met tonight. Our next meeting is the 12th at 5:45 in council chambers. We had a presentation from Flock Safety. That will be like a traffic enhancement for the city. So that will be in the budget for the next year. Also, we talked about the budget. We'll be meeting on the 12th for probably a good hour and a half, 2 hours to go over that budget. And then we have another meeting scheduled for, was it 24th, Teresa?
Did you say the 12th?
Yeah, we changed the date of the 12th to the start time.
Yeah, we're starting at 4:30.
18.
The 18th.
It's the 18th, not the 12th.
Yes.
I'm not sure the 12th is on there.
Yes, because it's 11,
That would be
13
our
days from
normal,
today.
that would be the normal.
Yes, so it's supposed to be the
The
18th,
18th, starting at 4:30.
starting at 4:30.
And
That
then,
one's going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours. Then we're meeting again on the 24th.
yes, that's what you,
Okay. The 24th at 4,
yeah.
if we have to cover more of the budget. We're hoping to have the budget's first reading at the December meeting. And then the second reading would be the second meeting. So if you have questions, and I encourage all the future council members to please come to the meeting on the 18th when we go over the budget, so that you have any questions answered or asked. And that goes for also
The
council
12th,
members.
that's my fault. I don't know why I put the 12th. You're just reading what I wrote.
Yeah, I did. Director reports. We received reports from the water, sewer, and street. Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Liggett on that? If not, I do.
Good.
First, it states we started exercising main line valves. What does that mean?
Well, all through the town, you have the main lines that the main waters, that's connected to the water towers transmits the water or transports the water all through Johnstown. Then you have a service line that runs to your house. So mainline valves, through the EPA recommendation, critical valves must be turned every year to make sure they operate in case you have a major mainline break, so you can isolate an area. And all other mainline valves must be turned at least once every 5 years. So we currently have the critical valves completed and turning, and we are trying to get the rest of the valves turned within a 5-year period. So I think they got 20 more turned today.
Okay.
So, but mixing this in among with all the other work that we have to do, some days we get none, some days we get 10, some days we get 20.
Okay.
So,
And then my second question's on this bulk sewer and water. Bulk water has been way up for the last 4 months,
yes.
and then sewer's also up 2 of the last 3 months. What is the reason? I didn't expect to see bulk water up so high for non-summer.
Most of our bulk water, this is under the sewer report.
Yes.
Because the bulk water station is currently stationed at the sewer plant, which will be moving to the new water plant once it's constructed. We are shipping semi-load after semi-load out to the new industrial area around Intel and around Intel. I don't know exactly where it's all going, but for backfill on their pipes and in their ditches, the backfill material can't be overly dry. It won't settle properly. So they're soaking their material, keeping it wet so it'll compact. Also dust control throughout the area. I'm not sure where the rest of it's going other than they're paying us for it, because we have semi after semi, truck after truck lined up. And as you pointed out, 1.1 million gallons sold last month and 1.3 million gallons sold this month. I said that wrong. September and then October. This month's we obviously don't have yet.
And that's why our total water usage is higher right now.
Well, higher by 1.2 million gallons in September and 1.3 million gallons in October. We also, I was going to hit it in the service director, we've had more leaks in the last couple months. I'm not sure if the dry ground has caused some compaction or moving. Normally, we don't see these types of leaks until after the winter freeze and then thaw, because your ground is always moving. I don't know if it's just got so dry or we just have service lines that have quite a bit of age, but in my service director's report, we fixed 2 more lines over on North Williams, service lines.
Okay.
And if you look back through the past few months, you'll see we are repairing quite a few service lines.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions on the water and sewer for Jack before we get to a service director report? Okay, if you want to go over your service director.
Yes, real quickly, item number 1, basically, construction has started on the new water treatment plant. We're in the preliminary stages. We are having weekly meetings with Bowen's construction team to schedule chemical deliveries, where new power lines are going to be running down to the well fields. And also, we have to get our lime sludge out before Thanksgiving because some major construction is going in that area. So basically, this tells you we're having weekly meetings with the construction team to make sure our needs are being met while working with Bowen as putting in the new services and underground lines. Item 2, wastewater plant upgrade. Our last meeting with Jacobs was to discuss the driving areas for chemical deliveries to get in and around all the buildings for chemical deliveries as far as design for the new wastewater treatment facility. Item number 4, again, leaks. We had 2 leaks on North William Street. The city repaired those in-house. Because of the condition of the road, we did not bore under the road. It's cheaper for us to excavate across, and so we repaired and patched. Item 5, we have a fiber company wanting to bring new fiber through Johnstown, not delivering service to Johnstown. I'm currently working with EMH&T to route that fiber through Johnstown so it won't be close to our main 12-inch water mains, because underground boring, go a little stray up or down, you hit that line and we could have a serious mess. And as you all know, we discussed the speed in the new section, but Concord Crossing East, the paving is completed in phase 3 and 4. Any questions?
Nope. Anybody else? Go ahead.
This is probably not for you, Jack, so much, but it's on your the Coggin Apartments, is it an open-ended?
No, I can give you a real quick update.
That's a great question.
So, boy, I'll try to keep it tight. Our permits have an expiration date of 2 years. Their permit was issued in 2023 October. So I have it on my calendar in my office and is on my list. And I have actually reached out to the company to notify them that they were coming up on the expiration of their permit. They will get notified that their permit has expired and that they will need to submit a application for a renewal. The Planning and Zoning Commission will then evaluate that renewal, and if they see fit, they will issue that renewal, or if they don't, then they'll have to resubmit for an entirely new permit. So I've been tracking that. I believe it was October 23rd was the of 23. I'll have to check the numbers. I'm going from 3 months back, but I do know it was in October. So it's on the list. I've got to send that
Not to interrupt
notification.
you, I mean, if you're aware of it and working on it, that's enough.
That's the
for
short
my
and
question.
skinny. Yep.
Anybody else? Okay, let's move to this public hearings of legislation. The first one is Resolution 2025-39. It's a resolution authorizing the city manager to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission's state capital improvement and/or local transportation improvement programs and to execute contracts as required.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
again here. Agenda items under 11, A, B, C, and D are boilerplate city actions that are done through community and are done annually, must be voted on by the council, but there's little room for discussion.
The first one isn't, is it? The item 39 is,
What are we talking about?
It's 37 to 62.
39?
39 is 37 is 62.
39 is not a standard one, is it?
So
Are you
Go
talking?
ahead.
if you want me to jump in. So the first 2 resolutions
No, they're
are preparing for the OPWC Commission. We would be submitting, that deadline is November 7th, so we
Yes.
are quickly approaching that. These were heavily vetted in both committees, Safety Service and Finance Committee. I believe they were even discussed a little bit at the last council meeting through updates by both of those committees. So what we have is we are applying for OPWC funding for both of these projects. There's an annual submittal that needs to be done, and they're in line with projects that we have evaluated. 6237 resurfacing and the traffic signal there is a project that had been previously kind of slated, if you will. So we're asking for funding to assist with that. And then the 6237 piece That is a project that had been engineered by American Structure Point through the TID state funding. It was part of the total package of around $80 million. Associated funds with this were $1 million. That $1 million was not all for construction. Some of that had to do with studying the intersection, studying alternative routes, and obviously coming up with a conclusion that would hopefully meet a mark, whether it be a midterm, short-term, or long-term solution. So again, the committees have worked through this pretty heavily, came up with a recommendation. The funding has been outlined, and these would be submitted in hopes that we would receive this grant funding.
So do we have a much larger presentation on everything that's gonna happen with 37 and 62?
We can certainly request that from American Structure Point, that they would provide I guess, more of a public. I think they brought it to committee a couple times. And if the council wants, I think we can certainly request that they do a singular event for that particular piece to identify what you all had worked through.
Yeah, I think before we go ahead too much further with 37 and 62, we need to have a more public presentation on that. The last committee meeting was pretty solid, but we didn't have great attendance. I think that's something that we would want to see before we fundamentally alter our downtown area.
Well, we need to approve the funding tonight because it's due by the 7th, so. we
That
can-
doesn't lock us in on the exact design,
Right.
right? So we can
Right.
go ahead.
So we can approve the funding, but I do want to see, because we could always turn down the funding if we got it. If for some reason we wanted to change something, it doesn't lock us into that exact design, but I do want to have a more public presentation on that. I'd hoped we'd have that tonight, but
Well, we didn't have it because it wasn't, we had it at the last couple, so. I mean, people are notified that they come to these meetings, so.
Just so I'm clear, this is the same information we talked about right here.
Yes.
Last safety and service with the intersections and the
Yes.
the left-hand turns, right? Yeah,
So,
I'm good.
so we could approve the funding piece.
Yes.
To Ryan's point, we could schedule a meeting. Sean, it sounds like that they would come and do one,
I think so. I could certainly reach out to them, see if it's part of the scope that the TID provides.
so it can just be an open house.
Sure.
For them to come here, just like ODOT did
Sure.
a week or
Right.
two ago at the
Right.
cafeteria about 161 and 37-310 Duke Street interchanges.
Are there parts of it that you're concerned with that residents may not want or like?
I am, but not as it relates to the funding.
Okay. Okay. So I guess any questions on this funding tonight then? So the first one would be Resolution 2025-39, which is the intersection of State Route 37 and US Route 62. Okay, I'm gonna open it up to the public if they have any questions or comments on this resolution. Okay, hearing none, what is the will of council for this item?
Motion to approve resolution 2025-39 as written.
Two.
Bob Orsini.
Yes.
Dave Seelan.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis.
Yes.
Mayor Barnard.
Yes.
Wes Coble.
Yes.
Jeff Barr.
Affirm.
Okay. Move into Resolution 2025-40. This is the same resolution, except it is for the resurfacing of related work inside the city of Johnstown, installation of northbound right turn lane and traffic signal at State Route 37 and Leafy Dell Road intersection.
Correct.
So does council have any questions on this one?
Same application for funding.
Yes. Yes. Does the audience have any questions or comments on this one? Okay. What is the will of council for Resolution 2025-40?
Motion to approve 2025-40 as written.
Second.
Bob Orsini.
Yes.
Dave Seelan.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis. Mayor Barnard.
Yes.
Wes Coble. Jeff Barr.
Yes.
So Sean, if you could get with them, see when they can do a,
Sure.
maybe not a presentation, but maybe a room of pictures that people can walk around and look at it. And
Sean, would it include the 6237 and Leafy Dell?
American Structure Point is just tasked with the 6237 project. The other one is an ODOT facilitated project. They're doing the engineering design.
What you're saying is we're not getting much input on that one.
They probably went through their process that's associated with it. ODOT has to follow a strict standard of rules, so we can
But
certainly
it's
reach
an
out.
ODOT project, right?
That one is considered an ODOT. I kind of came in at the end of it, and midway through, so
But the point is, they could probably get you, hey, we'll print you out some nice boards like they did at the elementary school a couple of weeks ago,
maybe
so that it's here
I can ask.
They
to,
should have a rendering somewhere.
to kind of show, you know, we can.
We'll work on getting that.
Right, we can tell them it's two different projects,
Sure.
but that they can kind of see then the entire 37 there of what's going to be happening.
Okay, moving on to Resolution 2025-41, a resolution authorizing the City of Johnstown to participate in the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program. This goes back to what Bob said. This is a standard yearly item.
No.
No? Oh, we were
No,
totally wrong
sorry.
tonight, Bob. Okay, Teresa or Sean, if you'd want to go over this one?
I'm going to defer to Teresa. She did the bulk of the work on this one, so I'll let her take it away if she'd like.
So in order to get the price from Strasser, correct, Jack?
Yes.
Strasser paid,
For the chip seal.
yeah, for next year, they've guaranteed that price. They use the state bid, the State of Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program process, and we are not members of that. So similar to the SALT bid that we do with the state, we have to be part of the Ohio Cooperative Purchasing Program, so.
Yeah, Tricia is very accurate. It's just like the salt bid. Instead of us bidding out salt ourselves, Little Johnstown, 300 ton, our needs are with the state's bids where they're, you know, hundreds of thousands of tons. This is the same way. They do a large group of chip seal. We've got 2 roads we want to chip seal. This will allow us to buy the chip seal at their price.
I'd like to make a
Through Strasser.
motion to pass resolution 20.
Before you do, I have to open up to all the council and the,
Sorry, you're right.
anybody have question, council have any questions on this? Public have any questions?
I'd like to make a motion to pass resolution 25-41 as written.
Second.
Jeff Barr,
Yes.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seelan.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis.
Yes.
Mayor Barnard.
Yes.
Wes Coble.
Okay, Resolution 2025-42 is one we do every year.
Correct.
Am I right?
Ding, ding, ding.
We got one of the 4 right.
Well, I wasn't referencing that they were all annualized. They were not things that were really needed to be discussed or debated because there was no cost associated or risk to the city.
Yeah.
It was all benefit on the other side, so my original intent was to ask to pass them in block, but we moved pretty along pretty good.
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort, Councilman Orsini.
So this is a resolution to enter into the indigent fund, correct? Can you explain how that works, Teresa, real quick?
We're required by the Commissioner's Office to pass a resolution annually for indigent folks who might need legal assistance, legal counsel, and the city would be required to pay for it.
Okay. Any questions on this one for council? Any from the public? Okay, what's the will of council?
Motion to approve is written?
Second.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seelan.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis.
Yes.
Mayor Barnard.
Yes.
Wes Coble.
Yes.
Jeff Barr.
Yes.
Okay, moving to resolution 2025-43. This is something that Ms. Hollis kind of brought up a couple of months ago and that we started working on. It's a resolution to approve new design criteria for city street signs. Do you want to talk about this at all, Tiffany?
No, I think we've talked it to death.
Do we have the example that we can show?
It's in the packet.
Oh, I didn't,
know if we had it here for better.
no, I
Walk
left the
store and get it.
example at my house.
So it is a new white sign with red outlining and the cupola to the right of it. That would be the standard street sign. We're not just going out and replacing all of them right now, but when roads get repaired or street signs go bad, we'll start replacing them with these so that they all look the same throughout the city. And it's kind of a brand identity to Johnstown, so.
And the new development.
And the new developments would have to have it when they build, stuff like that. So it's just a better looking street sign, something that screams Johnstown now, so. So it would be no extra cost at this, it's just that when we replace them, we replace them. Does council have any questions on this item? Does the public have any questions? Okay, what is the will of council?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-43.
Second.
Tiffany Hollis,
Yes.
Mayor Barnard,
Yes.
Wes Cobble. Jeff Barr,
Affirmed.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seeland.
Yes.
Ryan Green.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to Resolution 2025-44, a resolution appointing members to the Johnstown New Community Authority Board of Trustees. Now, we're appointing these two individuals, they were already on there, but their term ended,
Yes.
correct? Okay. So we're reappointing Denise Blankenmeyer and Carrie Almendinger to continue the terms that they were on already, so. Does council have any questions, concerns, or comments on this?
I'm assuming both said that they wanted,
Yes. I did check with them.
Okay. Any other questions?
do we advertise for this like we do some of our other boards?
I did not this time. This was an initial term to get a staggered term, I guess, so they were each only appointed for 1 year. The actual appointments would be for 2 years, so. They're also getting ready to schedule an NCA board meeting, so we're a little bit under the gun, and I did not realize their terms had expired. That was not a board I had my eyeball on. So they were asked if council had reappointed. I said no, but I can put resolution in front of them.
Yes, ma'am. Also, this board is just forming now. We were well
They
out
haven't
ahead
even-
of the requirement.
maybe
So
met.
it's not as if there would be an opportunity to change direction or understanding or add more people to the mix, because they functionally have not operated until,
Right.
They've met maybe once.
Yeah, maybe once.
so that it's, if our initial intent was a point, a couple of folks that were capable, I think that carries through without opening it back up. Now, I do advocate opening it up in the future, but in this circumstance,
Okay.
Good discussion. Thank you.
Any other questions from council? Any from the public? Okay. What is the will of council for Resolution 2025-44?
approve as written.
Second.
Bob Orsini,
Yes.
Dave Seeland,
Yes.
Ryan Green,
Yes.
Tiffany Hollis.
Yes.
Mayor Barnard,
Yes.
Wes Cobble,
Yes.
Jeff Barr.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we have no other legislation to introduce, so we'll move to other business. Mr. Orsini, do you have anything?
None.
Mr. Barr?
I'd like to congratulate all of the, I think it's high school and middle school students on their straight A honor roll, AB honor roll, and ABC honor roll. I think there are several proud parents on the dais as well as in the crowd when their children were there. So good job our congratulations to the children, and applause to those parents, and a big thank you to the teachers and administrators that I know in the sixth grade alone, it certainly felt like that half the student body in sixth grade was on one of those 3 honor rolls, so kudos to all those around.
Very nice. Mr. Cole? No. Ms. Hollis?
I was going to talk about trick or treat, but
Talk about trick or treat.
no, we'll wait till we have to set another date for it.
Mr. Green?
Congrats to everybody that was in the election, both in the city and everywhere else locally. Get ready to work. There's a lot coming our way, so happy to work with all of you. The other thing that I have here a copy. It's a rough draft copy. I want to send this to a committee. This is our downtown designated outdoor refreshment area. So I've written the draft here, so I'd like to introduce that, and hopefully we get through and we're able to fully have that in the works by this spring in time for events and the good weather.
Who's,
I guess it'd be safety and service?
I was going to ask,
We can go safety and service, we can go economic development, we can go zoning, however you want to do it.
doesn't someone have to pay for that?
Well, typically you have to pay for it, but
You found one? and
I
copied
wrote it myself.
You
So,
copied it.
I went through a bunch of different cities that I like and just wrote it myself. I was tired of waiting. We've kind of talked about it for a year or so at least now. So is it perfect? Maybe not. I'm not trained to write these, but did the best I could with what I could find. And I think if we carve it up ourselves as a group and, you know, maybe submit it to legal at the end, we'll do that. But basically the criteria, we've written this, we'll pass it as a resolution our city manager sends to the state. And then it's in,
So you'll get each of us copies of that?
I can do that.
Okay.
And then where do you want to send it? Which committee?
Take your pick. Not finance.
Well, eventually,
Like you guys
because
have
there'll be
anything
police,
going
there'll have to be a police presence. I know that's usually typically a requirement.
Safety and
I
service?
think it's safety and service. Kind of hit both, those are the heavy lifting points, right? Zoning something that's more like place, but function is gonna be safety and service, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it'll straddle several different, and it can bounce around to different committees, whatever we want to do.
If you could send that electronically, it'd be great.
I can do that.
Mr. Seelan.
With much congratulations to everyone across the board, again, council, trustees, and school board. Definitely some seat changes. And I think, I really just hope to see the continuation of the progress we've been able to do. It's been a great 2 years. We got the train back on the tracks, and I think we're moving in a good direction and just continue that good progress.
Very good. Mr. Stannard,
Nope, nothing.
anything from the, okay. I have nothing. I don't have anything then. So, I make a motion that we adjourn.
7:30 on the dot. Second.
Very good.
Are all in favor?
Aye.
All right.